right, let's put out more news break coming in. This one coming in from Bangladesh, where Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus has been sworn in to lead the interim government in Bangladesh amid the ongoing unrest. So it's Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus who's all set to lead the interim government in Bangladesh. We will try and get more details, but note this comes amid the volatile situation that remains across the country. So while it's complete collapse of law and order situation in Bangladesh, interim government that's now been formed, it's Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus who's all set to take charge. In fact, these are the visuals coming in of Muhammad Yunus swearing in as the head of the interim government. So fast-paced developments, of course, in Bangladesh. Interim government has been formed. But that being said, situation is still volatile. Muhammad Yunus, who's been sworn in as chief advisor of the interim government. So days after the military coup in Bangladesh, which led to toppling of Sheikh Hasina government, it's Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus who's been sworn in as the head of interim government in Bangladesh. Let's cut across to Rakshita, who's joining us from the studios. Rakshita, you know, the interim government has been formed in Bangladesh, but fact of the matter still remains that situation is volatile. Temples are being vandalized. In fact, Hindus are being targeted in Bangladesh as it's complete anarchy in Bangladesh.
Well, absolutely. Muhammad Yunus is the Nobel Peace Laureate. And of course, he has a task cut out for him to bring in peace in the country, in Bangladesh now. And of course, it's a big challenge for him. Not just that, of course, the bilateral ties with India is also spoken about that. Of course, the bilateral ties, will they go forward? Do they get affected by the radicalization that is clearly on the rise in Bangladesh? How Hindus, the minorities, are being targeted. And viewers, as we speak, let us just update you if you're just tuning in. Those are the visuals from the oath-taking ceremony of Muhammad Yunus. He's the 84-year-old who has now taken over as the interim government head of the interim government in Bangladesh after Sheikh Hasina's government was toppled. And remember, she resigned as the Bangladesh Prime Minister. She's right now in India. And Bangladesh continues to grapple with students' protest over job quota. And in fact, my colleague Mayuk is joining us live from our Bangla newsroom in Kolkata, tracking all the developments closely. Mayuk, of course, now Muhammad Yunus, as it was expected, has taken over as the head of the interim government. Now, tell us, how does this really play out in the backdrop of what has happened? He has, in fact, lauded and welcomed what has happened, the way, this democratically elected government of Sheikh Hasina was toppled. He's a Nobel laureate, a peace prize. He has to now bring in peace in Bangladesh, but will there be more peace in the bilateral ties with India if he's at the helm of affairs?
Well, that's what we have to monitor for the rest of this month, because of the fact that India is very concerned, and they are also monitoring whether this new era is going to be a good thing for India, or it's going to become a problem for India. Muhammad Yunus has become the chief advisor of the interim government. The interim government members, the stakeholders of the interim government, they are claiming that this is going to be a much more democratic setup than Sheikh Hasina, who was termed as a fascist, as a dictator by Jamaat and BNP. However, we have seen it's been portrayed as a government led by students, led by the intelligentsia of Bangladesh. But what we are seeing yesterday, also we have seen unprecedented outpour of people while BNP leader Khaleda Zia was released from jail. We are seeing elements, the fringe elements, and most importantly, elements who are rogue, elements who are fundamentals, and elements who are anti-national taking center stage. And this is disturbing. On the context, I'm saying that Sheikh Hasina, time and again, along with her son Shojib Wajid in Republic Network, had time and again said that Sheikh Hasina used to tame and they used to keep the terrorists, the fundamentals at bay. But these governments are going to indulge the fundamentalists, indulge the pro-Talibans, the pro-Jamatis, and that's going to be a very disturbing thing for the Indian sub.